Open any personal finance video on YouTube and you're going to hear the same thing. Go max out your Roth IRA, or the Roth IRA is the best retirement account. Tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals, no required distributions in retirement. It's been turned into some type of holy grail of retirement planning. But here's the problem. It's not holy grail. It's a tool. And because nobody is telling you that, I see people making the same 5 expensive mistakes every single week. And it's because they treated the Roth IRA like a strategy instead of what it is. It's a tool and a piece of a much bigger strategy. I'm a financial planner. I work with people on their retirement plans every single day, and I'm going to show you why the way most people are using their Roth IRA is costing them money. What the smarter approach actually looks like when you actually use the Roth IRA the way it makes sense. And real quick, if you want someone to actually look at your full retirement picture and help you figure out where the Roth IRA fits into your specific plan, that's exactly what we do at Riverbend. There's a link in the description below to book a free discovery call. All right, let's talk about why the Roth IRA has become this sacred thing. Here's how we got here. The Roth IRA is genuinely a great account. You get tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals in retirement, no required distributions at 73, and those benefits are real. I use Roth IRAs all the time with clients. But somewhere along the way, the content creators figured out that max out your Roth IRA makes great content. It's clean, it's repeatable, it's a framework, and it feels like good advice because most people aren't doing it. So the Roth IRA went from being one tool among many tools to being treated as the account to use, the thing you have to fund, the thing that's going to make you rich. And once that narrative took hold, people started making decisions that honestly, they didn't make sense. So they started prioritizing the Roth IRA over things that would have helped them more. They started obsessing over the account instead of the strategy. Look, the benefits are real, but the way most people are using the Roth IRA has become a problem. Let me show you the 5 most common mistakes I see all of the time, and they come from the same root issue, which is treating the Roth IRA as a goal instead of a tool. All right, mistake number 1, choosing Roth contributions when traditional contributions actually could have saved you more in taxes. And this is one almost nobody talks about. Roth contributions are after tax. Traditional contributions are pre-tax. The math is simple. If you're in a higher tax bracket now than you will be in retirement, traditional contributions save you more money. If you're in a lower bracket now, Roth might make more sense. For a lot of people in their peak earning years, they're in the 22% or 24% bracket now, and they're going to be in the 12% bracket in retirement. For those people, every dollar they put into a Roth instead of a traditional costs them 10 to 12 cents in unnecessary taxes. Over a 20-year career maxing out contributions, that's a 6-figure mistake. Mistake number 2, putting money in a Roth IRA while carrying high interest debt. If you've got a credit card balance at 22%, you cannot out-earn that with any investment. The math's pretty brutal here. You would need to consistently earn 22% in your Roth IRA to break even on the trade. The average return of the stock market has been 10%. So if you're funding a Roth IRA instead of paying off a credit card, you're losing about 12% a year on that money. Paying off the high interest debt first, that's the plan. The Roth IRA will still be there when you're done. Mistake number 3, this is putting short-term money into a long-term account. The Roth IRA is a retirement account. Its biggest advantage is time, decades of tax-free growth. But sometimes I see people fund a Roth IRA with money they may need in a few years. Things like money for a house down payment, a car, a business idea, or a major family expense. And yes, Roth IRA contributions can be withdrawn tax-free and penalty-free, but that does not mean it's a great place for short-term money. If you put money into a Roth IRA and you pull it back out 2 years later, you never really gave that account time to do what it was designed to do. The mistake's not necessarily using a Roth IRA. The mistake is putting money into a retirement account before you know whether that dollar is actually for retirement. Mistake number 4, hoarding the Roth IRA in retirement instead of using it. This one drives me just a little bit crazy because people save into a Roth their whole lives, they retire, and then they refuse to touch it because it's tax-free money. They pull everything from their traditional accounts first, which can push them into higher brackets, trigger IRMA surcharges on Medicare, and then cause more of their Social Security to be taxed. The smart approach is the opposite. Use the Roth strategically to fill in the tax brackets. Pull some from traditional, some from taxable, some from Roth in a way that keeps your overall tax bill as low as possible. The Roth is most powerful when used, not protected. Mistake number 5, treating the Roth IRA as the strategy instead of a piece of the strategy. Some people max out their Roth IRA every year and then they call that a retirement plan, and it is not. Funding one account is not a strategy. A real retirement strategy considers all of your accounts, all of your income sources, your Social Security timing, your tax brackets year by year, and then seeing how all that works together. The Roth IRA is one small piece of the puzzle. It is not the whole puzzle. If you recognize yourself in any of those mistakes, you're not alone. I see this every single week. And if you want someone to look at your specific picture, help you figure out the right approach for your situation, that's what we do at Riverbend. There's a link in the description below to book a free discovery call. Let me show you a better way to think about this. Here's the framework I want you to walk away with. Think of your retirement money as 3 separate buckets, and your goal is to have money in all 3 of them. Bucket 1, pre-tax money. This is your traditional 401k, your traditional IRA, your 403b. You get a tax break when you put the money in, but every dollar you take out in retirement is taxed as ordinary income. Bucket number 2, that's your after-tax money. This is a regular brokerage account. No special tax treatment going in or coming out, but the money is flexible. You can access it at any time, no penalty, and long-term capital gains are often taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. Then bucket number 3 is the tax-free money. This is your Roth IRA, your Roth 401k. No tax break going in, but the money grows and then comes out tax-free. Here's why having all 3 matters. In retirement, your tax bracket is not fixed. It moves based on how much you withdraw. If you've got money in all 3 buckets, you can choose which buckets to pull from each year to keep your taxes as low as possible. Pull from the pre-tax up to a certain tax bracket. Pull from after-tax to fill in some of the gap. Pull from Roth to top off what you need without bumping into a higher bracket. That flexibility, that's the actual goal. Not just maxing out one account, you want to have options in retirement. The people I see do it best in retirement, they spread their money across 3 buckets, usually over decades. They didn't just fund one account. They thought about the long game. And when they retire, they're not stuck with a tax problem they can't solve. The Roth IRA is bucket number 3. It's important, but it's one bucket. It's not the whole picture. All right, I've spent a lot of this video pushing back on the Roth IRA obsession. Let me be clear about when it actually does make sense, because there are real situations where it could be the right move. First, you're early in your career and you're in a low tax bracket. Let's say you're 25 in the 12% bracket and you're paying that small amount of tax now to get 40 years of tax-free growth. That's a good trade. The Roth IRA truly does shine here. Second, let's say you genuinely expect to be in a higher tax bracket in retirement. Now, this is a little bit less common than most people think, but for high earners or those with large pensions or rental income, that could be true. If you're going to be in the 24% bracket in retirement, paying 22% now to avoid 24% later, that makes sense. Third, you want tax-free money for flexibility. Even if traditional contributions would save you more in taxes today, having a Roth bucket does give you options in retirement. Now, some people choose to fund some Roth specifically for that flexibility, not because the math is optimal. Fourth, let's say you're thinking about your heirs. Roth IRAs pass tax-free to your beneficiaries who can then stretch tax-free growth up to 10 more years. If leaving money to your kids matters to you, the Roth IRA is a powerful inheritance tool, especially if your kids are in a higher tax bracket than you. If any of those describe your situation, the Roth IRA might be the right fit for you. Just make sure you've handled the basics first. Get your match, kill your high interest debt, and then think about which bucket each dollar belongs in. So now you know why I'm not as excited about the Roth IRA as the internet wants you to be, and then how to actually think about it inside of a real retirement strategy. But there's one specific Roth move that gets talked about constantly, and it's almost always misapplied That's the Roth conversion. I made a whole video on when Roth conversions actually make sense and the situations where they backfire badly right over here. If you want to go deeper on this, that's the video I'd watch next. I'll see you there.